This episode of Good Times with Mo, the podcast, is brought to you by Globe.
It's not bragging if you back it up, right? In that case, welcome to the baddest show in the land,
You guys have so much sexual tension.
where every question is answered
Why is the moon following me?
and every challenge is met.
I will survive 40.
3 seasons of Good Times with Mo, and it's going as strong as ever.
Caller of the night is the girl that's banging her best friend's husband.
This is the top downloaded podcast in Philippine history.
And it's not even close. Other shows will copy its style, will mimic its setup, but no one brings it like this.
What's your favorite sexual position?
88. I ate you, you ate me.
Join us as we launch another season, another year. We don't just invite the hard questions, we dare you to come up with one.
Boy, this guy's really weird.
From Los Angeles and Manila, 2 studios, guest co-hosts, celebrity appearances, and just a whole lot of loving going on. It's the world famous Good Times with Mo, the podcast, Season 3. And your host, the Philippine genius, Mo Twister.
Welcome to the podcast on this Monday night. It is the 7th of July, 2014. Good Times with Mo, the podcast, Season 3. We're brought to you by Globe, and we're taking your calls, so give us a ring. Phone number is 880-9294, or Skype, which is the Good Times podcast. Text Viber, 0927-214-1981. Bianca Valerio's here.
Hi,
Fresh
everyone.
from, what is it, Kuala Lumpur, I think is where you arrived from this morning, right? You're in KL over the week.
That's right.
Weekend.
Ramadan.
Good stuff.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But anyway,
Fun,
happy
fun.
Monday to everybody.
That's right. Your love problems, life problems, sex questions, whatever you want to throw out at us, please do. Again, liberally give us a call. We have a lot of calls lined up already.
Good sign.
I think about 7 or 8 just in the beginning alone. So I don't know how we're going to try to squeeze all of them in, but we'll make that
it work.
attempt.
Yes.
So you ready, Bianca? So we
I'm
can go
so
ahead and
ready.
start?
Let's go.
These guys are waiting.
Okay.
People have been waiting. Let's see here. Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Ortigas, Manila. Let me look at the cities here. Davao, Manila, Quezon City. Let's go to Ryan, who's in Manila first. He's on the landline. Hey, Ryan, you're 24 in Manila. What's up? Line 1.
Hello?
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, Ryan.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks a lot, too. Yeah, I have this love question.
Yes.
Sure, fire away.
Thing is, this girl, she's been dating her guy, right? And then,
Yep.
So she's been cheating on him with me for
Sweet.
a good time.
Yeah.
5 months.
You guys banging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
High five.
Okay.
But then, so I want to be with her now because, it's been a while and she's showing so much love to me.
Sure.
And I've had a crush on her for a long time. So
Yeah.
I told her, you have 1 week to choose. And then the thing is, after that 1 week, she still hasn't chosen. She's still having a hard time,
Did she tell you why she can't let the other guy go?
Yeah, it's family reasons. It's a lot of things. It's just, the guy's problems and stuff like that.
And you believe that shit?
It's true, yeah.
All right. All right.
Because I kind of know the guy,
Yeah, it's true because your dick says so. All right.
But the thing is, and so I gave her a week, right? And then so she hasn't decided, and then I'm like, yo, if you don't want to tell him, I'll tell him myself. I'll go to his house and then see what's up.
Oh my God. Yeah. Can you
But
beat him up,
then
or can he beat you
That
up?
kind of scares her because then she's like, if you do that, then I don't want any of you. Like, that's
Yeah.
fucked up. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then suddenly she's high and mighty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a
so what's the
question for you. Yeah, I just
Wait,
have
hold
a
on.
question.
Let's find out what his question
Yeah.
is, and then you can go ask yours. What's your question?
What's my question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is, like how much time you think I should give, or do you think? I mean, I think it's worth it, but then, well, what kind of what do you think will speed up the process for her to
Gotcha.
leave the guy and go to me?
Cool. All right, Bianca, your question.
Just being like straightforward and everything. Do you have a lot of money?
I'm a student, so. I will get a lot of money.
Does the other guy come from like the good family, meaning family
What's
with
your
money?
point, Bianca? Because are you
What I'm
thinking like
trying
me?
to say is, sometimes maybe she's giving excuses that she just can't do it, blah 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 blah. But you're a great fuck, but the other guy has money. She's being practical.
Oh no, that's no problem. So
Okay, I'm just
Okay.
putting it out there. Yeah,
Well, no, it's a valid point, and
not to say that it's a good thing, but it is a reality. Yeah.
okay, but your question is how to speed up the process, not if
Yeah.
you should date this girl, because most
I
people
guess,
most
yeah.
people will
Would question.
go, hey,
No,
should
I
I still
wanna
date this
her.
girl?
This girl's the
Yeah,
girl
I
of my
know.
dreams,
Sure.
so.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Listen, it's all headaches here, though.
Yeah.
Ryan, just gonna say it's all headaches here.
For sure.
If you score the girl, it's not a true victory. If you score this girl, you're gonna
No
have
way.
problems. Oh yeah, man, you're gonna.
I
'cause
agree.
Now, I've been in this situation, and with my last girlfriend, and I'm not saying that you're gonna go through the same thing that that I went through, but it does sound eerily similar. And from all of the people that I've met and that we've spoken to on this podcast, I'll tell you this, Ryan: 100%, 100, never once was there an exception. That relationship is shit and chaotic, and that girl's awful. Awful girlfriend. Okay.
That girl is a
Meaning
what?
when you get into a relationship with a girl who came from a cheating relationship.
Well, it's not even just cheat. It's
Yeah.
cheating with deception and with fucking. Well, I mean, a lot of cheating happens with deception, but it's. Don't ever tell him. If you tell him, then I'm not gonna, date you. I mean,
Yeah.
it is chaos, is what it is, and this girl revolves around chaos. So, if you score this girl, I promise you, it's gonna be shit for you. Now, it doesn't mean don't date her, but don't marry her. Don't get her pregnant. You can date her. Don't say she's the girl of your dreams, man, because I'll tell you, that dream's gonna be a fucking nightmare. I promise you. Now,
But
you
but he sounds determined. He wants
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah,
this
no.
Funny
girl.
because I recently came, not recently, but like a year ago, I came from a relationship, kind of same way. I took the girl from the guy, and well, she was a terrible girl,
Yeah,
I left
yeah,
her.
and that's not a coincidence. It is what happens. So you can still do it, Ryan, but please, refrain from selling to yourself. This is the girl of my dreams. I'm gonna marry this girl, and eto na talaga, because you are still again fairly young, and B, she's crazy, dude. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of chaos in this part,
Yeah.
and it's part of the double standard. I mean, yeah, if it was a guy, and if you're a girl and you called, we would just say he's probably a horny douchebag. But
Yeah.
with this girl, there's gonna be a lot of problems. How old is she? 19.
Well, early 20s,
Yeah, all right, yeah.
like really early.
And then of course no father or shit father, right?
Yeah, because usually
Yeah,
guys, when they cheat, it's like, yeah, like Mo said, it's a double standard. But when a girl cheats, that's a whole different emotional issue kind of level.
No, but this girl is an aggressive cheater, so that's where you're gonna get
What
problems.
makes an aggressive cheater? What does that mean?
Well, just fuck shit structure. Like I said, where's her dad? He's gone, right? He's gone. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying don't date girls that have.
How does one like make this girl? Like, I know I'm not trying to, but what happens to girls like these?
They eventually, hopefully, by their late 20s, kind of come around. They or just end up in awful relationships with awful guys.
Forever.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of bad marriages, man. A lot of bad relationships that go on for a really long time. You find them in one
No,
of
I'm
those.
not planning to marry. I'm planning to be like Dolphy, but that's
Well, but you're saying what happens to them. I'm telling you, well, this is what happens to them. They generally find themselves in awful relationships, and they sometimes mature quickly. Around in their late 20s, early 30s, kind of come around every now and then. But in their young days, like now, the early 20s, 19, boy, it's chaos. It's just shit relation. They're fun to be
crazy that I
with.
enjoy
They're
this
great.
chaos.
Yeah, but it's fun to be with. They're great and all of that stuff. But when you're talking about locking down the relationship, what a fucking nightmare it becomes. Yeah. And
So
you're
yeah,
gonna go
I mean,
through
if
it,
that
as
is
did
what
with your
you
last one.
want, you seemed like you said you enjoy the drama, you like the chaos. Then if that is what you want, then that is what we shall help you.
But no,
with.
they're a lot of fun though. Trust me, it is a lot of fun, and
It's passionate,
I'm sure great
that's for
sex and all
sure.
that stuff.
It's
Yeah,
very
but
passionate.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of bottles thrown against the walls and plates and cell phones and fucking. It's just it's gonna be fucking madness. But hey,
But he already
I mean,
seems to know that.
Yeah,
so,
you seem to know that already. So God bless you.
No,
and more
I
power.
know that already, but the previous girl was crazier. Like, from my understanding.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, gosh, I've had quite the experience with this. Hold on, let me ask you. To speed up the process is what you were saying. See,
Yeah.
the fact that you even gave her a week and she
An
completely
ultimatum.
disregarded that means this is what it's going to be like in the relationship. You guys are just going to be fucking back and forth on crazy stuff. How to speed up the process? Well,
Like, what's a good ultimatum? What's
you
a
guys
good
can
move?
you guys can get caught. Like, instead of you
Just
like
waiting
going
on
to his
her.
house and knocking on his door, you can set it up where you get caught.
Hey, that's a really good question. Because
Sure.
she wants me to not text her for like a whole week just so she could clear her mind, so she could be distant from both guys.
Yeah.
You think that's a good idea?
But do you think that
yeah, 'cause
also
you,
works
you don't
here?
want to listen. You're not her boyfriend, so you can't be
Yeah.
overbearing. You can't. I mean, if she says don't text her for a week, you don't text her for a week.
But the thing is, we already started that, and she starts texting me right away. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, well, again,
Well, yeah,
chaos.
that
can't-
is
you can't
chaos. She likes
rationalize. Yeah, you
drama.
can't rationalize
Yeah.
this stuff. You just kind of go with it. And then if you're going to put, trust me, the more with a girl like this, the more ultimatums and the more control that you show, you're going to lose her.
Okay.
I don't think they like that structure, the control structure. Nobody likes it, but especially this one.
So let's just
Okay.
let's just get ourselves caught.
I
If
think
you
that's
want
the
to
better
speed
way,
up the
yeah.
process, see, I'm answering your question. I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Yeah.
If you want to speed up the process, then maybe that's a good way. But if I were you, because I've been in this situation, I just wait. I wait till she brings it up. Because that's what happened in my last. Again, I have to be clear. Just because it happened to me doesn't mean it's going to happen to everybody else.
Yeah.
But
No, but you're
In
my
my-
idol, so.
well, thank you, sir. In my last relationship, I just waited because I knew that she had a boyfriend and banging like nuts. And there are sometimes 3 weeks I won't text her or talk to her, and then sometimes it'll be like every day for 2 weeks. And eventually, she said, "Hey, listen, do you want to be boyfriend girlfriend?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine with me." But this is after banging for like 7 months, even
Wow.
though she had a boyfriend.
And you
know,
guys, you guys hid it from the guy. You were the cadet.
Yeah, no, totally hid it from the dude. Yeah. And again, when we were hiding it and we weren't together, it was great. We had a great time. We do stupid, crazy shit and go weird places and all of that stuff. The moment we became a couple, it was the worst decision we made because then the nightmare started. And of course, you go on
'Cause
YouTube
now
and
it
you
was
see how
real.
you see how it turned out. It was an awful relationship.
Oh shit! Is this a celebrity or just some girl?
Yeah.
Which one?
Fuck you, man. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right.
I think even I know that the answer to that question, and I don't need to ask him.
I don't know.
right?
I don't read your
So-
background, but
Yeah, no worries. It's fine. No, you don't have to. The person is not specific. It's the type of person that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
in my experience, then only speaking for myself, it was shit. And then from the experience of all the people that call the show and all the people that I've come across in the same situation, again, 100%, it's always been shit.
all right. Well, at
Right?
least I'm following your footsteps,
This is
right?
more like a
Yes, you
fun
are.
time girl
Yeah.
that you want to, have your fun with. But
Right,
like Mo said,
right.
to
This is
really
FUBU
settle
shit.
down, if you're even trying to save her and turn her good, it ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
So
Not
I'll
at a
just
young
wait. I
age.
think that's a good idea too.
All right, yeah. Wait,
Okay.
man, at least you're still getting sex out of it, so why not?
Yeah, good
Oh,
luck.
yeah.
Good
A
luck.
lot. Hey, I have a sex question, or is this too much?
Yeah. Go quickly.
All right. The thing is, you think all girls like getting fingered roughly? Because that's how
No.
some girls
No.
like it.
No. I think the minority is that they get it like it rough. I don't think. I'd say what, maybe 20%, maybe 10%.
Because the majority of girls I've been, I only lick them, right? But then
Yeah.
this one, she's
She
crazy,
wants it.
you know.
Well, yeah, I'm telling
I'm not
you, she's gonna be
surprised, yeah.
fucking nuts.
You might
Yeah,
even
well, I
want to
mean,
fist finger her if that's
like,
that. Yeah.
It's like scraping, like I don't know. It's like scraping the shit out of her. It's crazy.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
no,
God.
no, most girls don't like that.
Oh.
And she's gonna be the exception, and that's not even gonna be like me. Again, I got blowjobs while I was taking a shit, so I was taking a dump and I'm getting blow. So it becomes a very odd. It becomes a very odd
Setup,
sexual career with a
yes.
person like this. You're gonna have a lot of fun, but it's gonna be wild.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Good luck.
man.
Good
right, bye-bye.
luck. Take care.
Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye.
Well, Ryan's gonna break his dick the next year. His dick is gonna be broken.
So my question for you is: do you regret
Yeah.
that relationship? Even if
Yes.
they say
Yes.
never regret, blah blah.
Yeah, I
blah.
do, because I went from a really good one, and I kind of ended that one so I could do this one, and this one, what a fucking nightmare. What a nightmare.
So would you say for someone who doesn't believe in karma, would you think you got?
No, it's not
served?
karma. No, of course not. It's just a bad decision. I mean, you gotta again. How many times have I said it on the podcast?
I know you hate
If
karma.
you're-
You hate
No,
whatever.
not about karma. I'm talking about if you want to date someone like a legitimate girlfriend, please look at the family. That's all. And when you look at the family, and they come from a good family, you're gonna have a good relationship. If you come from a legitimate mother, father is there, they love each other, sisters, siblings, they all like each other. You come from a good family, you're gonna have a good relationship. Every shit relationship I've had, shit. The fucking family was awful. Fucking awful. And my thing was
But
like,
sometimes
it's okay,
sad
just a
because it's
family.
not the fault of the child, you know.
It
It's
isn't.
like,
It isn't.
yeah,
It isn't.
it's
But what?
unfortunate.
But in the end, you only have to kind of in the end look out for yourself.
Yeah.
Because these things are gonna be a nightmare. Trust me.
Oh boy. Well, trust me, yours is in social media for everyone to see, so they can't say you're not lying.
Yeah. No,
And I hope everyone can take a cue from that.
No, but the thing is, I'm not the only one with that awful experience with
Right.
a specific person. Everybody's had an awful
Right,
experience. So
right.
I mean, you kind of just look at the track record, and you're not any more different. Remember that you're not special. You're just one like everybody else. Especially when it comes to a pattern, when people kind of behave in a certain pattern, eventually you're not even an individual. You're just, I don't know. You're like a speed bump.
But
But
in saying that though, I would like to believe that, I mean, I've cheated, like you said, you've cheated.
Sure.
I would like to believe that, in some way there is still some salvation that even if you come from a broken family or whatever background it is, that
No, I
it
said
doesn't
down
mean
the
that.
line.
No, I'm just saying to people, not in relation to what you're saying, but there it doesn't mean that you are doomed to be only this kind of person if you come from this
There's
background.
a difference between broken family and shit family. I don't say broken home too much. I say shit
actually you
family,
don't. Yeah, that's
which
right.
is
That's right.
abuse, neglect,
Yeah.
fucking, hatred for each other. That's what I'm talking about. Because broken family is different. Broken family, you guys could be
Technically,
just not a good couple together.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you guys can be great parents. I'm talking about shit family, shit parents. Then you're screwed.
Okay, first call down. Second?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to look here. Sorry, bear with me.
No problem.
Who do we have on 6? We have so many. I forgot who's. Is it Jed?
Jethro.
Jethro. Where's it? Okay,
Okay.
yeah, let's do Jethro. Jethro, you're 35 in Manila. What's up? Hi, Jethro.
DJ Ma.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. Hello, Jethro.
Yes,
I like your name. I like that name. That's a cool name. What's up, brother?
Hello.
Jethro. Hello?
Did we lose him?
Jethro is asking,
Okay.
girlfriend wants to have sex in public. What to do? Jethro, you there? What's her name?
Hold on.
Gian?
Yeah, hold on. We'll call him back.
Okay, I'll take the next one.
Okay.
Who's on 5? Annabelle or Yana?
Yana.
Yana, you're 21 in Kuwait.
Ooh.
Hi, Yana.
Okay.
Line 5.
Yeah, hello?
Yana?
Hi, Anna.
Hi, baby. What's up?
Yana. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, hi Bianca, hi Mo. I just have one question.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, hi. How do you let down a guy colleague, without telling him that you're, a lesbian?
Because why is in Kuwait bawal yung lesbian?
Not really, but it's a Muslim country, and I don't really want to know. I
Yeah, you
don't really want
know.
people to know from work. Yeah.
Sure. You think you get? Wait, hold on. I got a question. You know how homosexuality is so sensitive in that part of the world. If you're a gay guy, fuck, you're screwed. If you're lesbian, are you just as in trouble as you are if you're a gay guy? Like maybe not in Kuwait, but maybe like Saudi or something like that, kind of nearby.
Yeah, I guess so. It's almost the same. Although it's not, because most of the gay girls don't really show.
I know, but
Not much.
is that so?
No,
I have a
meaning
question.
to
Have you
say,
always
like-
been? Have you always been lesbian?
Yeah, since grade school.
Why even tempt by going to that part of the world when you're homosexual?
Ah,
You almost kind of just give it up.
Yeah.
Head over to Canada or something. Why? I mean, I know you got to work, but Jesus, like, if I was a gay guy, there's no way in fuck I'm applying for a job in Kuwait or Iraq.
Well,
or
maybe
any
the
of these-
job opportunity was
Saudi.
just really good. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
I
it's a
understand. You
travel-
got to be realistic.
Yeah.
Family and all.
Yeah.
All right, so how do we let
Yeah,
down
so,
a guy
okay, Kuwaiti
at
girls-
work? I'm sorry?
Yep. Kuwaiti girls
Sorry.
who are gay, they're okay here, but other nationalities aren't that showy.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
They're not quite
Now,
explicit.
but can you
over there.
can you be a butch lesbian and walk around Kuwait City and everything's going to be fine or not really?
Yeah, it should be fine, but you'll have strange looks and
Sure.
people will.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
how does this guy persist you? Like, is he very aggressive or just like?
He says things, and it's at work. Like he asks to go out or drop me home, or
I'm sure you've
go
turned
out.
down guys before though, right, Yana, in your life? I mean, you must be rather
Not
attractive.
really. No.
Oh, really?
Not
Oh,
really.
shit.
No.
And you know
Okay.
for sure that
I
he
said I've
has
been
no
since
clue
grade school.
whatsoever.
I'm sorry,
Actually,
what were you
I
saying,
used
Bianca?
to be. Hold on.
I was saying that, sometimes you can tell when someone's gay. I mean, well, I
No,
have
no,
the
no,
worst
no. This
gay
guy
bar.
doesn't know. I mean, this guy doesn't know because he's attracted to her. So
Yeah.
he just likes this girl. She wants to turn him down, but not have to use the excuse as a
Right.
lesbian to turn you down. So, well, I mean, Yana, if you've never turned down a guy before, I'm sure Bianca here has many times, and a lot of girls turn down guys, and guys kind of expect to be turned down most of the time anyway. So this should be really easy.
My perfect answer would be, it's very nice of you, you've taken an interest in me, but I'm just not quite comfortable with the idea that we're working together. I think let's
Sure.
keep it at a very
Yeah.
professional level.
You could use that, Yana. You
Yeah.
can say, hey, we're at work, and if something happens and all of that stuff, we might even get in trouble because the bosses are not very happy
Okay,
about
but
stuff like
what
that.
if he might say, "Oh, but like nobody has to know. I mean, like it shouldn't be a problem. Let's just keep it on download." Does
You
that
can-
mean I
then-
have a chance?
No, I don't want to tempt. I'm not from Kuwait. I would not like to lose my job while I'm here. It would be nice if I just concentrate. I'm 21. I need to concentrate on.
Fantastic.
I need to concentrate on my work right now. I need to concentrate on my career. You're a great guy. I like hanging out with you at work. You're funny and all that stuff. But in terms of relationship, we can't have one because I need to concentrate on my work here because I cannot get fired.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
supporting
end
my
up
family
back in
and
the
blah, blah,
Philippines
blah.
or
Yeah.
whatever. You can use that excuse. You can go. You can do a second excuse, which is, I'm only here for 2 years, and I'm not really. I don't want to get into a relationship because I don't want to break up and then have to do the whole long distance.
Yeah.
How long are you in Kuwait? Are you going to be there for a really long time? Do you live there now, for indefinitely, or is this
Yeah.
a 2-year thing, a 1-year thing?
No, it's probably going to be. It's going to take a long time. I've been here 2 years,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
just so you guys know, this guy is actually married, so he's really, really persistent.
Yeah. No, if he's married, it's
See,
even better. Just say,
hold on. Okay.
Yeah, go.
See, I already told him because I listened to your show, and I told him before that if he told me that guys should always have other girls even if they're married, and I told him, how would you feel if your wife did that to you?
Yeah.
And he just kept silent. And then he still invites me up and talks to me like weird, really weird way. And people are starting to notice at work. That's why I'm really kind of worried.
Yeah, you gotta be firm then here. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you gotta say, hey, listen, I don't want a scandal. I mean, I just don't want it. I don't want your wife to come here, start yelling at me or whatever. That's just not my thing. So I'm gonna, with people starting to notice here at
I would
work
even say that in front that slightly having not being obvious but making sure somebody hears it, that you're turning him down with those lines of this is making me uncomfortable, blah blah blah, so that people know you're not entertaining the fact that he is married and he's making a move on you.
And go, hey, listen, and ultimately, well, first of all, I'll say I don't want scandal here at the workplace. I don't want your wife coming here, so I don't want any of that stuff. And ultimately, you can do this and be really firm,
Yeah.
stand your ground. I don't want to date a guy who thinks that it's okay to have other chicks. That's not me. That's not the kind of girl I am. If I'm gonna have a boyfriend, it's gonna be somebody who A, is not married, B, who doesn't have another girlfriend, and C, most importantly, doesn't think it's okay to have multiple
Who
chicks.
respects the sanctity of a
So,
relationship.
Again, you're a funny guy. I don't mind seeing you here at work or anything like that. But in terms of being in a relationship, you have to stop already.
Yeah.
Because I don't
And
want
you
to
can even say, it's already come to a point where this is already making me uncomfortable, that I just have to be frank with you. And so that he also knows that sometimes being persistent, some guys think that it's being cute. It's not. So you can actually say that to him.
Or you can get a friend to tell him as well, just to kind of really I think, especially when it comes to guys, the more that people know that they're a nuisance, then they'll stop. So just as long as the other people in the office also know that you're starting to get irritated by him, then great. All right? But Yana, please be firm.
Yeah.
If he's got a wife and all that shit, please be firm
Then
about
more
it.
reason that you have every right to reject
Plus
him.
a guy who says, oh, a guy's supposed to have chicks on the side. Go tell him to
What a
fucking suck a fat dick.
douchebag.
Yeah, I get it. All right.
All right, sweetheart. Thanks for the call, baby. Appreciate
Okay,
you.
take
Thank you
care.
so much,
Bye.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
What
Let's
a
take a break.
dick. Jesus.
Yeah. Dick.
Cut
Let's take a
off
break.
his
When we come back,
penis.
more of your calls. Excuse me. Phone number is 880-9294. Skype, The Good Times Podcast. You can text us, 0927-214-1981. Back after this.
Stay tuned. We'll return after this commercial break.
During and after what happened sa Yolanda, seeing everybody helping out each other, that's what really made sense to me. Since I'm a fashion stylist, I would always want what looks good together and finding the pieces that would look great together.
I think for us as Filipinos to get up and mobilize to help other kababayans in need, that's natural to us. But for us in this case, to never give up and never get tired.
Whatever your job is, it doesn't matter. During that time, we just all went there, helped each other, and moved the world.
When I figured out the gravity of the devastation, I don't know, there was something inside me that just felt like nothing else in my life mattered. I worked very closely with Gawad Kalinga. I was so happy that Globe chose them too, because as an organization, I feel that their love and care for the people and the communities is something that I don't see enough. I just find that was the most special one for me.
It's a good feeling, especially when you know when you're helping some other people, especially when you see them so happy because they're gonna have a new house, new home.
It also means that we're showing them that we're involved, that we care, that they're not alone. The top executives were here today. And on the ambassador side, it's me, Liz, Mars, who's a new ambassador.
Well, it's an eye-opening thing and help build some homes.
Globe's Project Wonderful is all about creating a wonderful world for our consumers, our businesses, as well as the nation. It's the way that Globe's putting together all of the building blocks we've built over the last 4 years. Remember, the wonderful world includes the nation. And so we also want to make sure that people who are underprivileged, people who have been devastated by the typhoons, also somehow in their own way live a wonderful world.
I think everybody can help. In our own little ways, we can help just by tweeting, using social media, and using your voice.
Walang iwanan in the sense that we're here when we start laying out the bricks, when we start making the bricks, when we filter the sand, when we paint the house. But also, more than that, it's restoring the dignity of the people that have lost so much.
This whole experience reminds us that nation building can be as simple and meaningful as lives rebuilding.
And when we do things that exceed what is expected of us, we create wonderful. And yes, that's wonderful.
It's Good Times with Mo, the podcast. Call the show tonight and get your love problem answered. Follow us on Twitter at GTWM Podcast and visit www.motwister.com.
Back on the podcast here. It is a Monday night, 7th of July. Bianca Valerio on the show.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, Bianca. Phone number 880-9294. Skype, The Good Times Podcast. You can text us 0927-214-1981. Get yourself on the show. Love problems, life problems, sex questions, any interesting topic you want to throw out at us, we'll definitely take it. So let's get to it. Again, a lot of calls tonight from all over the country, all over the world. And let's see here. We got a 16-year-old in Manila, 29 in Ortigas, or let's do that Jethro guy again. Let's see if we can get to him just because he was on hold kanina. Jethro, you're 35 on line 6. I think your connection's better. Hey, Jethro.
Hello mo. Pasensya na.
Yeah. Hindi, okay lang. Kasi, it's a cell phone, I know. So, what's up?
Yun nga. Kasi yung problema ko, yung girlfriend ko eh.
Yes.
What's the problem?
Ganito kasi yun. Sabi niya, naboboard na raw siya sa mga sexual routine namin. So, tinanong ko siya kung ano bang problema. So, sabi niya, bakit daw hindi namin i-try. Tinanong niya sa akin kung ano yung sexual fantasy ko.
Yeah.
So, sabi ko ba, okay yun ah. Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're listening. I'm really listening. Yeah, continue.
So, siyempre, sinabi ko yung sexual fantasy ko sa kanya. Tapos, sabi niya, sige, gagawin natin yan. Pero, unahin muna natin yung sa akin. Sabi niya gano'n. So, ako naman,
What was yours? What was yours? What was your answer?
Siyempre.
Ano yung sexual fantasy mo?
Threesome.
Sexual fantasy ko?
Ano yung sa'yo?
Siyempre, marami yung sexual fantasy. Pero, pinakuyot ko na lang yung sexual fantasy ko. Yung para, alam ko, may hilig siya doon sa librong Christian Grey.
Okay. 50 Shades of Grey.
So, sinabi ko sa kanya, gusto ko siyang itali, with blindfold, as yung mga ganun. Kala ko makukuitan siya. Parang gusto ko rin itry yun. Tapos, ang bilis niya naman umuo. Sabi niya, sige, kaya gagawin natin yan.
Okay.
Pero gawin muna natin yun sa akin. Hindi, siyempre, tuwan-tuwa ako.
Game na game si ate. Gusto
sabi
ko
ko,
yan.
ba? Sabi ko, ba? Kaso yung gusto niya, sabi ko, ano ba yung sexual fantasy mo? Sabi niya, gusto ko sana yung medyo adventure. Gusto ko i-try naman in public. So ako naman sabi ko, sabi niya, gusto ko i-try in public. Ano in public? Ibig sabihin kahit yun sa may nakakakita. Sabi niya, hindi naman may nakakakita, pero gusto ko sa public. So,
yung parang the possibility na merong makakita sa inyo. Parang ganon.
It always ends up being a security guard, by the way, because I've tried this, and it always just ends up being a guard looking through the window of your vehicle or catching you somewhere. I've tried it a couple times. It's not as fun as I think a lot of people think it is. But anyway, so she said in public.
Rush, obviously.
She said in public, and then you said saan. I'm assuming, right?
Hindi ko sinabi ko saan. Sabi ko, okay, sige, gagawin natin yan. Ayaw naman kasi ipaalam sa kanya na hindi ko kaya.
Hindi mo kaya.
Sa totoo lang, hindi ko pa nagagawa yun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Natatakot ako mahuli.
Oo naman.
Yeah,
no,
because it is a crime.
Makakulong tayo, di ba?
Yeah, that's true.
So, yun ang problema. Yun ang problema ko. Medyo, hindi ko alam kung paano gagawin. Sasabihin ko ba sa kanya na hindi ko kaya. Kaya sigurado, hihiwalayan ako na maghahanap ng kaya.
How old is your girlfriend?
Girlfriend ko mga 33.
And how long have you been together?
Mga 2 years.
3 years, okay. Okay, so you want to know how to tell her to not have sex in public, or
suggest a place that is still doable, feasible. Yes.
Oh shit! So Bianca, have you ever had sex in public?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like in a car. I think who hasn't, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
Now, yung halimbawa kotse, okay siya sa kotse, or gusto niya talaga outdoors na may mga tao and stuff like that?
Actually,
kotse, public na rin yun, di ba?
Okay na yung kotse? Or kailangan talaga sa
okay na sa kotse, kaso Munti kami
Gusto niya walang
mahuli.
tint. Yeah.
Munti ka ako maihi sa salawal.
Oh,
Yeah, you're gonna get caught. You're
ang
gonna.
cute-cute mo naman.
How about this? You know how a lot of people do this at the beach at nighttime? Because when you're at the beach, because the beach doesn't have a lot of lights, especially when you
that's
get closer to the water.
Uncomfortable though, isn't it? Like,
Well, not on the sand, like kind of like
it's
where
just
the
like
well.
dirty and I don't
Then
know.
a jellyfish
I mean,
comes over and stings your
and
pussy.
then there's
It's
like a
kind of, yeah.
crab crawl. It was maybe
Yeah, that's true.
It's like hermit crabs. I don't know, dude.
Other places.
How about a rooftop? You know,
I was
like
gonna
a
say rooftop of like a
of a
church.
building. Grabe ka naman, wag naman church. Like
Pero here's the
rooftop
problem.
of a,
Here's
of
the
a
problem with the
condo.
rooftop. Daming ipis dyan. Putang ina, daming ipis.
Pero okay lang yung sand with hermit crab.
Well, the hermit crabs aren't filthy. They're getting washed. The ipis is kind of, that's pretty disgusting. Tapos may daga pa.
No, because
You don't
here's
wanna
my
do that.
point of contention. It's kind of like, you know, it's different with a guy because with a girl, like, you know, her vagina's wet. So you're the one going inside of her. So the girl has more like vaginal or hygienic issues na kailangan niya i-address, diba? As opposed to the guy.
Yeah, but okay, but she doesn't care about that. She just wants to
Well,
fucking
I
pump.
guess.
Okay, so we're trying to look for a place where they're not going to end up in jail.
Yeah.
How about you have sex in jail? So you're there already.
Conjugal visit. Yeah.
Nandito ka na eh. Okay, hold on. Bianca, we got to give an answer here because we got to go.
Or maybe like go to like a movie house and you know
Yeah,
na
we
wala
could do that.
talagang manunood, yung talagang mga
Mga
3
Transformers,
p.m.
mga
showing. Yung mga talagang tapos na nung sa tingin nyo laos yung movie, tapos
Yung
mga
yung bagong movie ni Richard Gutierrez, yung ano to, yun, punta ka doon. Wala na.
Kaloka naman. Basta yung ganon, tapos make her wear siguro like a major big skirt, tapos kandungan ka or something.
No, you can't have sex like that in public.
I don't know. Because
Jethro-
car for me is the only like.
Yeah, it seems like car is the only way for you to not get caught because there's tint and you can, just as long as you're not rocking the car back forth. But I'll tell you this, the car's not good enough for her. She wants
No.
she wants more than
I have
car.
a better idea because you're still in the sanctity of a room. Could it be, kunwari mag-book kayo ng hotel na may balcony siya, hotel room. Kahit hindi yung mamahalin na hotel, yung basta may balcony siya, tapos pag gabing-gabi na, talagang magdo kayo sa balcony.
Yeah.
O,
I like
pwede
that.
rin yun, di ba?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I like that.
At
That's
least
okay.
nasa kwarto nyo pa rin, di
Here,
ba?
mag-hotel kayo tapos sa balcony.
So kahit
That's a good
makita
point.
pa kayo ng tao, wala naman sila masasay kasi hindi naman nila kwarto. Oh.
Yeah.
Diba?
I like that one. No, Jethro, that's a good idea.
Okay. Paano yung okay na yan.
Yeah, okay.
Paano kung wala pang hotel?
Walang pang hotel. Alam mo, maraming mga hotel dyan, yung mga hindi like mga 1,000 a night. May nakakita
Hingi ka
ko
kay
mga
Bianca ng
ads.
GC. Si Bianca may mga GC yan sa mga hotel na yan.
Hindi, meron dyan. I'm so sure. Kasi marami dyang mga traveler in na very, reasonable. They usually put mga balcony kasi maraming magusto magyosi. So usually...
And then your round two will be the Christian Grey shit. So, sana ba, mangangatot kayo dun sa balcony tapos pasok
Or
sa kwarto.
kunwari walang
Paliin
balcony.
mo
O
na
ito,
yun.
iniisip ko na kunwari walang balcony. Usually, ang mga
Sa mirror,
ibang
sa bintana.
may mga ibang
glass.
may mga ibang rooms na malalaki yung bintana tapos may malaking planter box kasi nandun yung aircon. O kung super desperado kayo, then go over the window pero wag naman sana kayo mahulog. Diba? Go inside the planter, parang balcony na rin yun, diba?
Yeah.
Parang lang.
Yeah. Jethro, I like the idea. I think that's a good one.
Get
Because you're in your
creative,
room.
get creative. Kaya yan.
And if you get caught, it's okay because you're not really doing it in public. You're doing it in that room.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Great job, Bianca.
Or a last one, if you're in a nightclub, nun talaga yung, pardon, yung mga judge talaga ng nightclub na sobrang daming tao.
Oh, no. I
Pumunta
totally
na
almost
kayong
had sex
banyo.
I totally almost had sex on the regular couch on Republic.
What?
Yeah. It's a model. She's hot.
Okay,
Super.
that's not something I will openly condone.
Yeah.
No, not even
Super.
privately. I won't even condone it, period. Pero,
Because there's so many people.
yeah. Okay.
And you can go to one of those couches in the corner there. Nobody knows. You can totally do it there.
Are
That's
you
what I did.
serious?
Yeah. No. It wasn't Republic.
Okay.
Shit. Hold on. Someone. Thanks for the call, Jethro. Good luck.
Get creative.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Republic's the one with the... is there a VIP room in Republic?
I think all of them have VIP room. Yes, they have VIP rooms.
Like VIP section, I mean?
There's a section and then there are rooms. Yeah, Republic has
Give me another
rooms.
popular club.
Because Privé has no rooms. Cabana had rooms.
Might have been older.
Wag naman Euphoria.
No, not that old. Not your old. But
No,
old, like,
thank
what was
you.
popular before Republic?
I didn't really go out back then before Republic.
God damn it. Well, one of them. Totally.
I don't know.
Ange, what do you got?
Embassy daw.
Embassy. Yeah, it was Embassy.
Oh, okay.
That's
I
right.
didn't really
That's
go
right.
to Embassy
Yeah,
that
there you go.
much, Yeah.
Yeah, totally almost banged some girl in it. Well, yeah, kind of did. Yeah.
Damn.
Super
Yes, there was a
Different.
private room. I remember. I've hosted events inside that private room. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
it's kind of to the left. You get in and you go to the left, and then you go.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
that's where
now
it was.
it's no longer. Yeah.
And it was so loud and so many people, and she's wearing a skirt, so you didn't have to even get naked. You just kind of like sit there in the corner and totally do it like that.
Here's my question for you: when people
Mm-hmm.
see you, even like, would you actually have the balls to sell someone, dude? What the fuck, man?
What do you mean?
Like, would somebody actually call you out? Like, parang no. Parang they'll just,
No, why
parang
would
sila pa mahihiya. Yung parang, ay, sorry. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
Diba?
it's fine.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's just
good.
that's just nasty. Come on. Anyway,
Let's go to Earl on line 5. Hey, Earl, you're 16 years old. What's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Earl.
Yes.
Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Earl. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm shy kasi 16 lang ako eh. Joke.
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
Kasi may actually I don't have experience on sex pa eh.
Okay.
No worries.
That's fine.
And there's parang may hot na girl ako na blackmate ganun. And always asking me to help her sa mga school works, something like that, mga ganun. And then medyo parang nakaka-seduce siya kasi sobrang pretty, hot. Tapos basta nakaka-seduce siya. And I don't know parang paano ko siya i-attract to attempt to ask for something
To have
adventurous.
sex or to date
How
her?
do you know she's seducing you? Did you say she's seducing you? or
No,
you're
no.
not
She's
sure?
just saying she's seductive, like the way she moves
Yes, yes.
and everything.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. Okay.
So you want to
And
try
then?
to find a way to get
Kasi
her
ano,
interested, or paano siya lapitan? Parang or
No, he wants to bang her. How does he get to bang her?
In a condo na, pero we're just doing some school stuff. Pero very seductive nung dating niya.
lakas ng
Katulad
dating
ng
niya.
like explain, like nakapanty siya habang nag-aaral or what? I mean,
Uh,
what's the seductive part?
That literally, sa sando na sobrang ikli ng, yung shorts niya.
May bra sa sando.
Meron naman. Meron pa.
Okay, meron
Meron
pa.
pa.
So,
Tapos ano
my
ka,
question,
hindi pangit ka?
Ha?
ano ba
pangit ka?
rating mo, friend? Anong
Rating?
rating niya? Anong rating mo?
Medyo, may pagka-nerdy kasi yung tingin nila sa akin ngayon. Kasi medyo,
Pero pangit ka?
Hindi.
No, I like nerds. I like nerds. I love smart guys. I love smart guys.
Okay, so the question is, how do you bang her?
Yeah, do you want to
How?
date her? Or do you want to bang her? There's a difference.
Both?
Oh, he's never gonna date her. He's only gonna get to bang her. She's never gonna want to see you in public. She just wants to bang you in the room.
You don't know that.
If ever. Yes, I do know that.
Okay, he just
how
wants.
old
He
is
just
she?
wants to. He wants to date her as well.
My
as
batchmate,
bang her.
16 also.
Okay, so 16 also. Well, first of all, you
God.
gotta at this
Having
point you gotta
sex
have
at
to you,
16.
you have to have a condom with you at this point.
No.
So
Because
invest.
it could happen anytime.
Yeah, invest.
yeah.
And if you're at her house, where do you guys study? Do you study in her room or do you study in like the living room?
Her room.
Who are those retards in the background
Grabe
feeding you answers?
He's talking to you,
Retards.
love. Yes,
Huh?
he's talking
Yeah,
to
Eric,
you and your friends.
Earl.
Yes.
Who's the fucktard at the back feeding you the answers?
Just listening
Some
to
of your
me, my friends.
Yeah, some friends. Okay, all right, just checking.
Okay.
Because then all of a sudden I think this is bogus, but we'll move on and pretend it's real.
Okay.
So you guys are studying in her because again, I've been in this situation, and what happened to me was, she just we were doing the work, and she said, "Hey, thanks for all of this," and then just flat out just kissed me at the time, which was really, really cool. But how do you make the first move? I always say this to all our callers: is try to get the conversation into a seductive conversation.
What is a seductive conversation?
I don't know. You try to get the conversation towards some sort of sexual talk. You're lying down on her bed and you're studying, and you're like, baka may mga spots dito sa sheets mo. You just kind of, and then she's like,
or you can talk about Game of Thrones with all their sexual scenes.
No, Bianca, you do this. So say I'm on your bed, Bianca,
okay.
and we're studying for your master's.
First of all,
I
think this girl is so DTF to have a study group in her bed, on her bed.
That's right. Yeah, but he's asking what's the move. So this is the move.
Oh, okay.
So you go. So you're in the bed and you're in a room and you're doing the work, Bianca.
Okay.
And say it's you and I go, Bianca,
yes?
Are you sure there's no jizz stains here on this bed sheet, because that's pretty gross?
Oh my God! How can you say that? That's so gross.
Well, I mean, you must have had a guy here before, right?
Of course not. I'm not that kind of girl,
You're not supposed to say that, dumbass. You're supposed to get this talk into sex talk.
No, but I'm saying, what if she says that? She will. No girl will say,
then she's not
I'm
DTF.
down to fuck.
No,
I think there are a lot of girls who pretend to be all goody-goody.
Okay, you be me. You be the guy. I be the girl. Then ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, action. Say the same thing. But some cum stains here.
Okay, Anna. I mean, don't tell me. There's got to be a lot of jizz stains on your bed. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that have been here, right?
Hello, ano ka ba? I wash the sheets after those things. If she says that, DTF.
No, or make it. Expound some more. Go.
Well, when my boyfriend, ex ko na siya, when he was here before, what we do, syempre nagko-condom kami. Tapos, we'll flush it down the toilet. Ayoko naman mahuli ko ng parents ko.
So you're saying single ka ngayon, wala kang boyfriend.
Right, yeah. So matagal na, single nga ako. Medyo tigang na nga ako.
And then you can say, alam mo, ang cute mo talaga. Parang gusto kitang halikan.
Then you go for the kill. Then you go for the kill.
Compliment her.
Gotta get the sex talk going before you do anything.
As much as I don't approve of this, but, go ahead.
Yeah. All right, we got calls coming up still from Saudi, from London. Got a lot of, Manila, QC, Davao, all that good stuff coming up in just a little bit. It's Good Times from Mo, the podcast, Season 3. We're brought to you by Globe. Back after this. Don't go away.
Stay tuned. We'll return after this commercial break.
Hilig namon sang bata pa kami magdalagan-dalagan kag magsipa-sipa. Amo na sang una permi man ko gakatumba. Pero bisan isa ka beses wala gid ko gakabatsyag nga ako lang isa. Kay dire permi kami team dungan kami gatindog, gapasahay kami. Sang una, isa lang goal namon. Nga mag-updanay kami, di lang daw team. Pero daw isa gid kami kabayan. Maski din pa kami matupa. Maski ano pa ang maabda namon sa kabuhi. Sang ginagyan kami sang bagyong Yolanda, mas bugat gid ang challenge sa to. Subong ginpasa sa ako ng bola, kag ginahangkat ko ang lawas ko kung makabalik ko ni Ayhan. I've been playing for the national team for 15 years na. Kumbaga, yun yung passion natin. And ito ngayon yung kung saan ako, binabalik ko lang dito din sa town ko. Walang basketball dito eh, puro lang football. Halos lahat dito, pag naglaro, puno yung plaza na. Buong Iloilo na yun. Kaya tinawag kami na Football Capital of the Philippines. Today, pupunta tayo sa San Dionisio, Iloilo, no? Sa north part ng Iloilo. This city kasi is more on football eh. Opportunity din sa akin na makita sila na kahit kaunti lang yung time natin sa kanila, maging masaya tayo. Every 3 months, nandito ako. Meron akong tournament dito sa Barotac, Nuevo. Yun yung Globe Football para sa bayan.
Chippy Caligdong of the Philippine Ascals is the head coach for this sustainable program. Chippy is not only a talented athlete, but also a wonderful leader. That's why we're so excited to have Chippy here with us. Globe Classroom on the Go is our latest project together, where we have transformed Globe Store caravans into temporary learning centers that kids can use while their schools are still being rebuilt.
To inspire them, to encourage them, motivate them na may pag-asa pa sila na bumalik sa pag-aaral nila kasi balang araw magagamit nila ito. You should have a goal in life and an aim in life na maging successful. Football sa lifestyle eh. Siyempre, hindi overnight na magiging magaling ka. Paulit-ulit lang yan. The same, every day you have practice, paano mo i-build yung character mo, yung determination and yung pagpupursige. It's a wonderful world with Globe.
During and after what happened sa Yolanda, seeing everybody helping out each other, that's what really made sense to me. Since I'm a fashion stylist, I would always want what looks good together and finding the pieces that would look great together.
I think for us as Filipinos, and mobilize to help other kababayans in need, that's natural to us. But for us, in this case, to never give up and never get tired.
Whatever your job is, it doesn't matter. During that time, we just all went there, helped each other, and moved the world.
Figured out the gravity of the devastation, I don't know, there was something inside me that just felt like nothing else in my life mattered. I work very closely with Gawad Kalinga. I was so happy that Globe chose them too, because as an organization, I feel that their love and care for the people and the communities is something that I don't see enough. I just find that that was the most special one for me.
It's a good feeling, especially when when you're helping some other people. Especially when you see them so happy because they're gonna have a new house, new home.
It also means that we're showing them that we're involved, that we care, that they're not alone. The top executives were here today. Ambassador side, it's me, Liz, Morris, who's a new ambassador.
Well, it's an eye-opening thing. Through activities like this, it just goes to show how much commitment Globe has to this effort. See it for yourselves and participate, spend a few days here and help build some homes.
Globe's Project Wonderful is all about creating a wonderful world for our consumers, businesses, as well as the nation. It's the way that Globe's putting together all of the building blocks we've built over the last 4 years. Remember, the wonderful world includes the nation. And so we also want to make sure that people who are underprivileged, people who have been devastated by the typhoons, also somehow in their own way live a wonderful world.
I think everybody can help. In our own little ways, we can help just by tweeting, using social media, and using your voice.
Walang iwanan in the sense that we're here when we start laying out the bricks, when we start making the bricks, when we filter the sand, when we paint the house. But also, more than that, It's restoring the dignity of the people that have lost so much.
This whole experience reminds us that nation building can be as simple and meaningful as lives rebuilding.
And when we do things that exceed what is expected of us, we create wonderful. And yes, that's wonderful.
What do you think is ailing local football?
Well, politics.
Should athletes be endorsers?
Yes, why not?
Why did you refuse to be the Ascal's head coach countless times?
I've been there, done that. Too much politics, like I said. Like I posted one time a few days ago, coaching is a thankless job. With what's happening with Michael Weiss, we talked about it already before, personally, one-on-one, and I said, it happens. And I said, you should know that because you worked also somewhere in other countries as well. There's no such thing as a permanent job in coaching, in any sport.
Why do you say thankless?
Well, you're only as good as the wins.
And then that's it.
Plus, of course, there are other factors like disrespect, honor, honesty, and all of this. Because you're just a coach, you're not the manager. You're not the association, you're not the institution. So you, as a coach, you're just an employee. So you're as good only as the wins that you have.
Good Times with Mo, the podcast. Call the show tonight and get your love problem answered. Follow us on Twitter at GTWM Podcast and visit www.motwister.com.
Back on the show here, last chance for your calls, and again, we have a lot of them tonight. I want to thank everyone who has been trying to get on the program. If you did not get on the program, or if you can't because we run out of time, please, tomorrow, would love to have you on the show.
Okay,
quick announcement.
can I make a... Okay.
Hold on, quick. You want to know what's wonderful? Faster internet speeds. And good news, mandatory IP peering could solve that. With it, ISPs could connect to each other for a faster and more direct exchange of information. Even telecom companies like Globe back in this. So let's hope it happens. And of course, that message is out to the NTC. Come on, NTC. Let's get to it. All right, Bianca, you were saying.
Speaking
Sorry,
of
go.
Globe, I hope that everybody, can take the time out to vote us for Best Podcast and the Tattoo Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was going to say, speaking of the net, I was away this weekend and I was just scrolling through Facebook and I see this thing that, you were... You called out. This is why I wanted to bring it up. As you know, I am very anti-bullying. So, but at the same time, hold on. Let me get to my point. I'm very anti-bullying. So when I saw the word cyberbullying, of course it caught my attention, right? But at the same time, I in the shower, I just really debating with myself, like, what you did.
I debate in the shower.
Yeah, right. I thought about what you did because I was reading the comments and, there's two points of contention. One is a lot of people liked what you did because a lot of people will not have the balls to say what you did and how you did it. A lot of people, on the other hand, hated what you did because, for obvious reasons, right? So I thought to myself, who am I going to side with? Because I miss anti-bullying. Here's the conclusion I came, if anyone's interested to know, and I want to share with you. Technically, what you did is not cyberbullying per se, but because you actually worded it as cyberbullying, then it would look that way. Because, I'm thinking, if we were in school and you were, and somebody was treating you really bad, and you call them out. Everyone is scared of this person. Nobody would ever say that this bully or this person was so outlandish and showing off all his shit, his new shit in school that his dad got him. And you were that one kid who said, "Yo fucker." You call him out for being a douche. And technically, that is what you did. This boy had it coming. He didn't have to post all those things, but he did. And so what you did is that just retaliating on behalf of a lot of people who are probably just as pissed as you are. So
yeah. No, I know that my flaw in the entire thing was using the word cyberbullying. But
Yes,
I didn't. I said this on the podcast on Friday. I think I didn't. There was no intention to cyberbully, and there was no intention. There's no intention to even interact with them.
Yeah.
It's satire. I was making a joke.
Yes,
I said,
you were, but you have to
I read
understand,
an
not a lot
article.
of people understand that.
Yeah, but that's their fucking problem. That's not my problem. I don't change my shit because you guys don't get it. Again, how I say it, I'm not responsible for what I say. I'm responsible for how you accept it.
Yes.
So if you accept it as a cyberbullying, that's your fucking problem. But it's not cyberbullying. I didn't cyberbully a goddamn thing about that.
Yes,
fucking
that
asshole.
is exactly what I'm trying to say.
I just
to
used the
people.
word. Now, it wouldn't be a conversation. It wouldn't be a debate if I didn't use the word cyberbully. If I used if I used another word, it would be no issue.
Yes.
But the problem is, if I chose another word, would I have gotten a reaction from them? Probably not.
No.
If I said, hey, what's Jolo Ejercito's Twitter? Because I want to give him a piece of my mind. Do you think his brother would have responded?
Yeah.
No. Do you think his sister would have responded? No. It's because I used the word cyberbully, which I used in at least in the essence of it was as a joke.
Yeah.
Because if I needed his Twitter account, I, being the really great researcher that I am,
you
I would
are.
have just fucking found out his fucking Twitter by typing his goddamn name on the fucking search.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It's meant to be a joke when I say, hey, what's Joel Ejercito's Twitter?
Sarcastic
I was
tone.
hoping to cyberbully him as a joke. Now, they bit the joke. They instead, actually, they didn't bite the joke because they didn't laugh. They ended up taking it seriously.
Right.
But it started a dialogue with them. And now I can go, well, thank you. Now I can give you a piece of my mind.
Yeah.
Because
I think what I'm trying to say is, for people, and especially me, I think if there's one thing that I've learned through this show, and from you most especially, is just because there's certain words that were said or how it said it means already a certain thing. When you got to know first, like read through it, understand what it is. Because what you said is everything you said was based on facts. So technically you weren't bullying this person. You actually responded to them. But because the people read cyberbullying, automatically they will think, oh my God, he's such a douchebag. Oh my God, yeah, for sure. The way you said it is very intimidating. It was very brash. But if you think about it, if you just read it for what it was, you gave factual information. You were calling out on him on things that were public knowledge. So maybe how you said it was a bit of like,
I just
tangina,
reminded
diba?
people
But
that, I
yeah.
reminded people you're breaking the law.
No,
Not the
I'm great.
corruption law,
I'm
not
totally
plunder,
okay
nothing.
with what you did.
You guys
I
are
love
breaking a law about showing off.
Yeah.
And that's what and apparently the counselor, the daughter, didn't even know that there was a law. And here's the thing, and I said this on the radio earlier, and I think I said this on Friday. So again, pardon me for repeating it, just in case you didn't hear it for the first time.
Yeah.
My big criticism in this whole thing is A, cyberbully, and B, why are you fighting children? These are not children.
Yeah.
That Jolo's 25 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how fucking old his fucking sister
I
is,
guess
who's a
what they're
counselor.
trying to say
but
is
she's a
mas
fucking
matanda ka.
politician.
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
How much older am I with me and the fucking the counselor?
Yeah.
I don't know how old, but we're not. I'm not fucking 50, and
You're
she's
not
like
ancient.
17.
Yeah. You're right. Right.
And then what? We're not allowed to. Kasi pinatulad mo yung babae yan. Okay, so is Janet Napoles. So is President Arroyo. And what? We're also we can't criticize them for their awful work in government.
When
Because
here
they're
they
women?
are trying to champion the fact that we can do
She's a
service
fucking
and justice
counselor
as well
of
because
San
we are
Juan.
women.
She
Yeah.
brags that she's the #1 counselor, and she doesn't even know a law about showing off.
Oh, I didn't even
I'm
know
here
that. I
to
actually had
remind
to
you.
look at it. I was like, I learned something new today.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Not children. I'm not picking on a fucking 9-year-old.
Yeah.
These kids are fucking adults. They command to be treated as adults, and I'm fucking treating them as an adult.
No, it's great. I guess just because you said it in such a, like a brash.
It's such
or,
bullshit. It's like they're kids. They're kids of Jingo. Yeah, they're his kids. but they're adults and they're fucking criminals. They're doing criminal activity, which is showing off, and you're not supposed to do that when you're in public office. Now, hey, listen, if you want to show off, don't be in public office. Don't, because I can show off.
Because everybody knows that the salary of a government employee.
Well, no, you're not allowed to do it. Hey, listen, if the law didn't exist, then you go ahead and do it. You're just going to be an asshole. But at the same time, there is a law that says you cannot do it. I mean, how much more clear do we have to be? Yes, other people can do it, but you're not other people.
Yeah. You're a public
servant. That's really the key here. If you don't like it, then distance yourself from that family and all of that shit. You know what? You still can't even do it if you distance yourself from the family. It's not allowed.
You know,
so tell your dad, is there any way I can show off because you decided to be a senator? Now I can't show off.
Yeah, you know what? In the end, people, I sometimes what you need to, you know, not trying to educate you, but what you guys try to need to understand is sometimes the delivery may not be the most thing that we're not used to, but take the information that was said and try to filter it on your own. Because bottom line, what Mo just did is he called him out. That's just what it really was. He called him out.
Whether I called him out or whether I educated them in something, who knows?
I mean, very down to earth terms, like you just called him out.
Right. Yeah. No, I know you're being casual and stuff like that, but whatever. Whether it's calling them out on their shit or fucking educating them on something they apparently don't know, even though they're in government, whatever. Those kids are fucking assholes. Their fucking dad is a piece of shit, and that's the bottom line. And if you're a fucking asshole, we're gonna call you out. Now you can call me a douchebag. I don't care. You could say, "Oh, you're a douchebag too." You guys, this is a douche war. Listen, I don't give a fuck. There's no point. It's not a competition. It's not a debate. I know Yahoo came out with who won the debate, who won the Twitter war. Yeah. It's not a competition.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
it's
this.
Not. It's not.
No. And if it were a competition, it would be no challenge. I whoop their ass. Yeah, I know that. I know that because this is what I do. I'm smarter than them combined. It's not an issue. My thing is, you steal, you show off, you're fucking stupid, and we're gonna remind you that you're fucking stupid. Like this new one here, which is on the news today, this fucktard Jules is using the word nigga wherever he goes. On Twitter, he's like, "Yo, nigga, what's up, nigga?" I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are to use a word like that?
Oh, God. Unless you're Chinese and you say nigga, which
his
means
fucking
that.
tard friend, Alexander Diaz or some other like no-name struggling actor is like, "Oh, well, you're ignorant to know that nigga means dude or bro. It's desensitized." No, it's not.
You try saying that to Oprah,
try using that in front of it.
Hunt you down.
Why don't you tell your fucking criminal daddy when Obama was in the Philippines some weeks back? Hey, President nigga, try saying that. See what the fuck happens to you.
Right.
You can't fucking use that word. Yeah. I'm using it right now as an example of how he's using it, and I apologize for its insensitivity. I should call it the N-word or whatever, but no, this guy can't use that word. Yeah. Fucking morons.
So in the end, I just want to say, like, thank you, and I love you. That's all.
Yeah, whatever. Whether if I have to spank you with my keyboard because your daddy didn't spank you, you piece of shit, kids.
There. That's all. I just had to bring it up.
Fucking kids are awful. I'm paying your tuition, you piece of shit, and then that's what you're going to learn in school, that it's okay to use the N-word? Yeah. Good Lord. Let me see your report card, you piece of fuck.
Yeah, and in general, though, you know those people who just love to post shit like that, like what they own, where they, it's like, you don't need to be a politician.
Yeah.
No, it just means, like, don't be a douche. Don't do that. I mean, come on. Just have
but
some
you know
class.
What? Yeah, but who's the other one that does it? Is it Farinas, right? Is it Farinas? Is that right? Is there Farinas or something like that?
I don't know.
I think they got a daughter or something like that. Just fucking posting constantly. Fucking cars and shit and fucking...
Just don't do it. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl.
That's not your money. That's not yours.
And even if it was yours, meaning like, let's say your daddy bought it for you, don't do it as well. It's not like you earned it, right? It's like, don't do it.
It's not your money.
Like, enjoy it just for yourself.
Or it could be our money. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Can we get back to these calls?
Anyway, yes, we're going back. Okay.
So we have London, we have Ortigas, and let's go to Erica. Erica, you're 18 years old. You're in Davao. What's up? Line 5 or 6. One of them. 5, I think. Erica?
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Erica.
Oh, hi. Yes.
Hi, Erica. Oh, I hear it now. I hear
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Husky.
yeah, you hear it?
I hear the
Yeah,
Catalano in her. Hello.
No. She sounds like, who's that girl we had here with the big boobs? The one for the basketball?
I don't
Ange.
know. Okay.
Erica Padilla.
Oh, or she sounds
her
like
name's-
someone from Cebu.
Yeah,
So
and her name's Erica as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, Erica,
okay.
what's up?
Okay, so my question is that my boyfriend, he likes to show off his fingering techniques, and doesn't really give me that much of a pleasure.
Yeah.
Because my boyfriend really likes to. I don't know. I think he's like really conscious about his sex skills.
Yeah.
And he likes to do research.
Yeah.
Sure.
On how you do
How to
on
please you better,
Yes,
basically.
yes.
Is he also 18 years old?
No, he is 22.
Hi, Erica, just by any chance, are you standing by an electric fan or
Yes.
Yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah.
Like, can you maybe
Please don't
move
do that.
away? Yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit. Thank you.
Okay, so how about now?
Better. Thank
Are you naked?
I know.
Oh, God.
Okay, just check.
Okay.
Okay,
Maybe
so
you're airing out the vagina. So
Okay.
I thought maybe next to the fan. All right. Anyway, continue.
okay, and those techniques that he learned from I don't know where or I don't know how he learned that shit, and doesn't really make me feel good. He likes sticking it out, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend, or I'm not really pretending.
You
I don't know.
shouldn't.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he's like he has this perception that I'm pleased.
Right.
I'm good with it. And
Sure.
he has this weird rhythmic shit, and I don't really like it. I don't like it at all.
Have you actually tried telling him?
Yes, but in a subtle way. Like, how about we do it that? How about we do that later, like that? So,
Oh, if I don't like something, I'll just be like, don't do that. I don't like it.
He's the kind of man that, that has the ego when you tell him something, and he's like gonna.
I know, but the thing
Gonna
is,
start the
though,
drama.
if he truly aims to please you, like you say, he does his research, then wouldn't you think he would try to do other things and listen to you to make sure you are pleased the way you want?
No, because he doesn't know that I know that he's like conscious about his skills. I'm like observing him, like he's very, very eager to do other stuff in bed. And how do I tell him? How do I not hurt his ego that I don't like this fingering shit and stuff?
Mo. I'll be honest here. Like, there was one time, like, I had ex-boyfriend, and, I guess some guys think that girls like, I'll be honest, anal, or anything, that has to do with anal. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just not an anal girl. Like, so when he did try, I guess he thought that was the thing that I liked, using his fingers. I slapped it. I slapped that bitch. I'm like, not him, but his hand. I'm like, stop that. I don't like that. Like, he got the point. And I can say, I don't know where you get the shit from. If your friends have been telling you that girls are into this, well, I'm not one of them. I go, thank you though for the thought. Like, why don't we just try other things other than that? I mean, make it funny. I think you can make it funny. I mean, is he the type that he gets offended easily?
Yeah. And I don't want the drama because he's like so hard to please when we fight, and I don't like it. I don't like it like that.
Okay,
But-
so is it fair to assume that he's the type where he wants to show off his skills because he likes to know he's good, and not
Yeah,
necessarily because he wants to please you? Like, you're the secondary reason.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh God. Okay.
Because to be honest,
What does he say? What does he say when you tell him, "Can we try something else?" What does he do? Whose phone is that? That's not my phone. Okay, anyway, you were saying?
He's just like, when I tell him now, how about we try something like this? And he's like, no, 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 I've read it from this and that, blah blah blah. Let's just try this one. And I cannot really like, I don't have anything to rebut or I don't have anything to say. So I'll just go like, okay.
Okay, here's
Okay.
another scenario. Why don't you? Okay, because if you're saying that he has a bit of an ego, or of course he's got pride, he wants to still please his woman, right? What
Yeah.
about not actually saying it while you're doing the deed, while you're in bed? Because
How?
it places a lot more pressure. You could do it over dinner, do it casually, because if you're doing such a thing that's confrontational right when you're about to do the deed, of course, mas masakit yun sa ego niya, 'di ba?
Oo.
Or to anyone for that matter. So you can do it, let's say, in the car, or you can even do it, let's say, you're watching a movie, you guys are watching TV, and some sex scene comes on. And you can say, you know what, baby, I really appreciate, validate him first and say, I really appreciate that, you really try all these things to make sure that I feel good and blah, blah, blah. But, I'll be honest, there are just some things I don't really enjoy. I mean, like, and then so that it doesn't get, parang it won't build up too much of pressure on him, or he gets conscious, you can say, what about you, love? Like, baby, what are the things that you like? I mean, I've read some things like on Cosmo, they say to do blah 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 and make up something that is so out of this world where he'll go, oh no way, I don't like that. See, exactly like that, baby. Like, there are some things that I just don't really like. I mean, like, you were saying that thing that, like that fingering thing, and I don't know, call me weird, but I just don't really enjoy it. But you know what I do love? And I feel like it can bond us together and makes our sex life even more exciting. So do it outside of the bedroom so it's less pressure. Do it in a casual setup where, you just happen to be, yung parang nangyari lang that the topic just came up. Like, you're listening to this podcast and it just so happens that the topic came up. You're in the car or you're listening to some sexy song, I don't know, or you're watching TV, something that it's not confrontational. And then ask him questions as well so that it doesn't seem like it's just about you, what you want. But ask him as well, how about, baby, are there some things that you don't like that I do that, because I want to please you. I want to do things that I think are good for you, but yung pala hindi mo naman pala gusto, 'di ba? So
Yeah.
you can say things like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about that because of course I don't really want to pretend in bed
Of course.
because
Yeah.
but the thing is he's quite really low on his self-esteem because to be honest, his thing it's not that quite, it's not that big.
It's
I
not
don't-
that big. How's the sex
Yeah.
though? How's the sex?
The sex is it's not that bad, but
Oh my god. It's
I mean,
not
it's not
that
that
bad.
it's
Pwede
not that
na,
bad,
pwede na.
but
Pero love
I've
mo
been
siya.
yeah, but I've been with better men, with better performance, you know.
Right, right.
But I love him. I love him. He's a sweet guy.
course.
He's so thoughtful. But this, I think that's why he loves to read about sex because I don't know. Maybe he's conscious that he's not really that good. He's not really that experienced.
Right. Does he know
Yes.
you've been with other guys?
Yes. Just one mature, a really mature guy. He's 10 years older than me, and
Okay.
I swear to God, he's really good. And
Okay. Because I think what maybe he's thinking in his head is because he doesn't have that much experience as opposed to you, so he feels like he needs to, of course, make sure that he earns his points of being with you, right? So I think for me, I feel that the best way to do it is don't do it in the bedroom kasi nga naman mas lalo siya makakonscious. And then before you actually give him so to speak, the criticism by being constructive, tell him first, validate him first, validate his feelings, validate his self-esteem, and say that I really love it, like the way you do these things to me. You even look it up, like who guy does that? You can just buy me flowers, but instead you're gonna try and research all these things for me. But the thing is, um, do it in a way like you're watching TV or maybe you're in the car or something very casual. And then, para hindi dire-diretso yung mga constructive criticism mo, what you can do is, like I said, after you've said one bit, then you can say, how about you, baby? What are some of the things that you like that, you know, that I've done? Baka naman hindi mo gusto, di ba? I want to please you too. And then you come back with, yeah, you know, I have to admit though, maybe call me weird, but all that stuff that you do, it doesn't really feel good. I mean, I know you want to please me. How about we try blah, blah, blah. And then get him excited. And then you come back with asking him more questions. So, you know, it's parang batuhan lang. Hindi lang siya, it's not just all about him. Para it's also, and you know what, if you have to make yourself look bad and be like, you know, sometimes nga I'm nervous when I do blah 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 to you, when I suck your dick sometimes. So, but does it feel good for you? I mean, that's how you also make him feel better about himself. So it seems like pati ikaw na nervous ka rin.
Okay, so I have another question.
Yes.
So,
yes.
What scares me is that, for example, I already asked him, "Oh, baby, what do you like? What do you like in bed?" So what if he says something I don't like again, like for example, you know, like that?
What? What? What do you mean? Could say that again?
I mean, for example, I tell him na, oh, ikaw baby, anong gusto mo? Tapos, what if he says something na I don't like na naman? Like, for example, he says na, okay, I like anal. Like that.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Okay. Kaya nga you gotta make sure you gotta do it outside the bedroom. Kasi pag nandun na, parang namatay lang yung climax mo. Parang, girl, hindi ko yata
All right, I'm back.
Okay, exactly. That, you know, you can't do certain compromising things, so you gotta do it outside the bedroom. Mo, so our caller was basically saying that she wants to be able to constructively criticize him by saying she just...
You're still on this call?
Yeah, I thought I had to wait for you until you came back.
No.
I don't know.
Move on to the next
I'm
one.
just trying to do my job.
No worries. All right, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
no,
I think
I'm
that's
not
what you do,
mad at you.
love.
I said, wow.
Yeah, so love, try that out first. Try it out first. Do it outside of the bedroom in a very casual manner. And magbatuhan kayo ng questions, feedback, validate his feelings, validate his self-esteem so that he'll be more open to trying different things to please you.
Just tell him you don't like it. Tell me, hey, listen, I don't like when you fucking do that finger blasting stuff all aggressively and whatever website you learned that from is stupid. No, you're fine. Listen, you're fine. You guys, you can tell him, and don't worry about hurting his feelings. That's not how guys work. We don't have feelings when it comes to this. We want to be good at it. We want to be great at it. And if you tell us...
no, because she wasn't saying, he keeps on insisting when she says, oh, I don't like that. Can we try something else? She'll be like, no, I read this somewhere. Come on, let's continue.
Yeah, no. You say no. No, it's fucking awful. You want me? No. You want me to give you a blowjob with my teeth? Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Personally, that's how I would say it. But you know, if he wants to take the blow a little less harder, so to speak, then try that.
No, young guys do stupid shit. Now he's not that young because he's 22, but at the same time, we are in the business to please. And if you tell us that we're doing it wrong, we change it immediately. And yeah, his feelings are going to be hurt, but don't worry, they're not going to be hurt because you're harsh. Our feelings are hurt because. What? You mean we're not good at this?
Because she's already saying he's not the greatest guy in bed and she's just with him because she's more into that because of how much she loves him.
Yeah. You tell him straight up. No, you shit. You suck at it. I mean, it's different from telling him, like, for example, you got a small dick. You don't say that. But when in terms of him trying to finger blast, just go, no, stop it. What the fuck? No. That's it.
Yeah, that's how I would say it.
Yeah, lick
just
it.
Put that
Don't stab it. Lick it.
But if that doesn't work, then you can try the other approach. Just it's like sex. Try different techniques and approaches to get what you finally for success.
All
okay?
right, get out of here. Thanks for the call.
Okay,
Appreciate
take
it.
care.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, I thought I had to wait for you, Mo.
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Let's go to JR, who's on line 1. JR's been on hold for about 2 hours.
Okay.
Hi, JR.
Hey, Mo.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. 2 hours you've been on hold, man. Thanks, bud.
Hey, Mo. Hi, Bianca.
Hi.
What's
Mo,
going on?
actually, ang itatanong ko regarding sa father ko, but then, pwede bang palitan ko na lang yung tanong ko?
Sure, whatever you want.
Yung tanong ko kasi, meron akong, I was assigned 4 months ago sa Mindanao. So, I met a girl, 18 years old.
Okay.
And virgin. So, pagbalik ko dito, still nangungulit pa rin siya. Sinabi ko naman sa kanya na sinabi ko na sa kanya dito na I have a family.
Okay.
And then, para ma-discourage siya sa akin, sinabi ko na yung mga secrets ko sa kanya. Pero parang baliwala pa rin sa kanya mo.
Yeah.
And ang sinabi ko sa kanya na secret ko is, I also have a son to other girls.
Yeah.
And sinabi niya na parang
Is that
gusto
true?
niya rin gawin yung ginawa nung girl na yung other woman, kasi yung other woman ang gusto niya lang kasi is magkaroon ng anak sa akin.
Hold on, is that true? You have a kid with another woman as well?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and you're married.
Married of 4.
You're
Four
married.
kids.
You have 4 kids.
4 kids.
So you're married. You have 4 kids, and you have another kid, a 5th kid with another girl, and you're banging an 18-year-old at the same time.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
OMG!
Okay. You know it's funny because if we rewind this entire conversation and the very first line you said, my original call is I have a problem with my dad, but I'm going to change that if that's okay.
Yes.
You are your dad. The problem you have with your father is the problem that your kid's going to have with you. Now, I don't know what your dad question was or anything like that, but do you see how crazy it is that you're like, hey, listen, Mo, you know what? I've been on hold for 2 hours. I had a question about my dad and the problems my dad and I have, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and ask a different question if that's okay. Listen, I'm banging this 18-year-old piece of ass, and I'm married with 4 kids. I also have kids on the side with other chicks, and so you are your father. So your issues of your father are...
Mo. Can I correct that, Mo? Kasi ang father ko, ayun ang hindi ko nakuha sa kanya. Ang father ko is stick to one sa mother ko, kahit na broken family kami. Pero ang father ko hindi nagkaroon ng other woman talaga. So kaya nga parang yung attitude, yung sinasabi ko na problem ko sa father ko is iba kasi talaga.
That you're so different from your dad is what you're saying.
Different talaga ako sa dad ko.
Why the broken home? Like what happened?
Yeah.
Family, financial problem maybe. Sa relationship. Yung father ko, family-centered kasi. Kaya
And your mom?
Wala siyang pakailam sa ibang tao.
Yeah, but then if that's the case, why would they break up if he's so family-centered? Like, did your mom cheat on him?
Yes.
Your mom cheated on him. Okay, so let's just blame it on your mom then. I'm sorry. I was blaming it on your dad because generally it's dad's fault. But this time it's your mom, which is a bigger disappointment. You just don't see it as often. Your mom disappointing you is a different level of, I don't know what the word is. If your mom fucks up, it's worse than if your dad fucks up. It's just more often than not that your dad is the one fucking up. But when your mom fucks up, it's awful. You don't. It's one of those ones. So, whatever. Let's just stick to what I'm saying is this. You know how we always say daddy issues and dad disappears and all of that stuff, and people turn out a certain way.
Yeah.
That's because dads usually disappear if someone's going to disappear. When the mom disappears, Bianca, it's different kind of. It's just it's the worst thing possible.
And it's kind of sad. It's sad where you all, not to say you expect it of a guy, but you're like, the dad left. But if it's a mom, it's like, what?
Yeah. It's really shit. So when your mom is the problem, boy, is that then you're really fucked up. Again, that's why sometimes when we have these callers and we'll say, your girlfriend and your mom's relationship is shit because it looks like it's shit. Yeah, because the mom one is so profound. Anyway, okay, so let's get to your issue. So you want to try to tell this girl to stay away.
The 18-year-old one.
Okay. Why not just... She's in Davao, you said?
Yes.
And where are you?
Here in Manila.
So, what's the problem? Can't you just, like, ignore her?
Yeah, just ignore her. Oh, but she might tell your wife.
Yes, actually,
No.
sinabi ko na nga rin pati sa kanya yung real name ko eh. Kasi nagpakilala ko sa kanya, ibang name eh. So, sinabi ko na sa kanya yung...
You even catfished her.
Sinabi ko na sa kanya lahat. Pinakita ko na sa kanya yung true na Facebook account ko. Pero, baliwala sa kanya. Eh, ang nakakaano lang dito is, yun lang, baka mamaya, mainis na siya. Tapos, at the end, mag-squill siya.
Right. You kind of set yourself up.
Can
for
she
this
prove
one,
it?
buddy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, meron ba
Kasi
kayong
may mga
photos
pictures.
together?
Yes, meron.
Just say that you're... Do you wanna keep her dragging along? Like, just say, oh, sige, I'll come back to Davao soon, but never really go?
Siya pa nga, hindi, sinabi ko na nga sa kanya na hindi na ako babalik. Pero sabi niya, siya daw ang pupunta dito. Ganun.
You're fucked. If I were you, I'd just ignore her. And then if she squeals, she squeals. What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's
I mean,
kind
it's-
of like
it's
you
just-
asked for it.
Yeah. You fucked up. If she's going to come after you, she's going to come after you. There's nothing you can do about it.
And, you
If
know,
I were you, I would tell her, listen, I can't, become Christian. Say you found Jesus. And then start talking about the Bible with her. And then she'll get turned off and be bored and go away. So just say, alam mo, iha, kasi ganito yun. Nasave ako nung Sunday. Pumunta ko sa simbahan, nasave ako. Gusto ko, sige, puntahan kita dyan. Mag-Bible study tayo dyan.
Okay, but what if she says, okay, kung
She's gonna get thrown
talagang convert ka na, kailangan sabihin mo sa asawa mo.
Hindi, yun nga. Sinabi ko na sa asawa ko. Tapos, mag-aayusin natin kakasama si Panginoon at si Jesus sa gitna ng relationship natin.
I don't know about this, man, but all
That's what I
right.
say. That's what I would do.
I would not put religion
Yeah.
into this kasi...
I would, because it would bore her. She'd be like, huh? And then you go, oh, ganito lang yan kasi sa Exodus, or Deuteronomy 17:25, nakasulat dyan, iha, no. And then you start boring her to death with Bible shit. And then she'll leave. That's what I would do if you're gonna lie. So either you ignore her and then let's see if it gets if it gets ugly, or you bore her to death by saying that you're Christian. And she's like,
don't
She's
even
allergic
sleep with
to
it.
that.
Don't have sex.
Yeah.
And then kung mag-text ka, yung
Mag-text ka,
super
puro
boring.
godless.
Yung mga,
Super
like-
soldier of Christ. Mga
Okay,
ganyan.
that's what Mo is saying. Pero ako yung
Yeah.
mga tipong hindi ka na sweet. Basta yung parang friends lang kayo. Parang ang tagal mo mag-respond.
Not even that. It's just she'll get turned off. Like, she wants a guy who's got a family. She wants to fuck shit up. She comes from a shit family too. She wants chaos and all that stuff. The moment you start talking about Jesus, then she's gonna run away because it's boring.
I love Jesus.
Okay.
All right.
Let's not do
All
this
right.
to Jesus.
Mo,
but yeah.
All right, Pastor.
Can I have
Yeah.
another question, Mo?
Quickly.
Actually, I want to be faithful to my wife.
Yeah. Find
Nag-confess
Jesus.
ako, nag-confess ako sa Father, sa Davao din. Sabi ko sa kanya, kailan ko pwedeng sabihin sa kanya, pwede kong gawin na aaminin ko lahat sa misis ko, yung mga nangyari sa akin, yung mga naging other woman. Ang magiging tendency is pwedeng magkahiwalay, gano'n. So yung father is walang binigay na advice talaga na malinaw kung kailan ko
Hey, do me a favor.
o hindi.
Is that noise? Is that the fire alarm battery?
Aircon.
In the background?
Aircon.
No. There's a beep like that. Everything. Is that the fire? May fire alarm ka ba sa bahay?
You hear
May
that?
fire alarm meron.
Yeah. Can you change the battery before your house burns down, please?
Is that what
You
that
have to change the
means?
battery. Yeah. That noise. That's the battery. You have to change that, or else your house, you're going to put your kids at danger. Please, just get a chair. Probably a 9-volt.
Alarm po ata.
Yeah, I know. It's an alarm that's telling you to change the battery. See that? That
I
noise?
see.
You have to change the battery on that, please. So get a fucking chair, stand up, get a 9-volt, and just go ahead and swap that shit out. You don't have to do it for another 3 years. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
You're really desensitized to the noise that you don't know that it's actually going off every 35 seconds. It's awful.
Sorry.
No. And plus, you're going to burn down your house. No, it's okay. You don't have to say sorry to me. I'm just saying, kawawa naman yung bahay mo. It's going to burn down because your fire alarm's not working properly because you didn't change the battery. Change the battery on that, please. Thanks. All right, anyway.
So the priest didn't exactly give him a concrete advice as to what he should do of setting it straight with his wife.
Yeah.
So your question is, ano bang gagawin mo? And I applaud you. I applaud
okay, hold
you.
on.
Good for
Why
you.
do you want to be faithful to your wife?
Wala siyang ginawang masama kasi.
Okay. Do you want to... Are you comfortable with being honest with her, or do you want to just change your life na lang now? Or and then just be a better husband? Okay, so then don't tell her. Just be a better husband now. But you have the other kid, pala. Shit.
I was gonna say, what? That's your advice? Like,
No,
really?
because it'd be best sometimes to even just, if you want to change, just change. And just start
I
from
understand.
you without having to tell anybody.
But at the same
announce-
time, it'll scare the shit out of a person more to really stick to those promises if they've confessed, if they've fessed up. Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, the thing is, you have to fess up because you've got another child. Is what I mean. If you were just banging chicks on the side, and you just want to change, then change. You don't have to kind of do anything
Because there's
about
no
it. But-
pressure on him to stay committed to that newfound commitment.
There's conscience and there's guilt and all that good stuff that you can use instead. But because you have a child with with another person, you have to go ahead and confess. I suggest, it's funny because my God damn it, you got to change that. My joke earlier, which is tell the girl that you found Jesus. Are you a religious guy? Maybe you should in fact truly find Jesus. Maybe you should go to church. Maybe you should go to a born-again church and talk to the pastor there and bring your wife and then show her that you're a better human being and that all of this and that. And then all of a sudden she's going to say, okay, here's what I want. I want to be honest with you because my life has changed now.
Okay.
And this is for real using Jesus.
Yeah.
For real
really,
now. Yeah.
really embrace it. Okay?
And may I just say, you don't need to be born again to do that. You could find Jesus everywhere.
Yeah, but the born-agains are good at it.
Oh.
The born-agains are fucking pretty fucking
We
good.
attend Couples for Christ before.
Good.
So I tried na magparinig sa kanya, magparamdam sa kanya na actually ako may gusto kong aminin sa iyo kaya lang wala pa akong lakas ng loob. Pero kung sasabihin ko ba sa iyo, papakinggan mo ba ako? Sabi niya, tao lang ako.
So, are you trying to
she's
say
a man.
parang feeling
Tao lang
mo,
ako.
alam na niya?
Hindi, wala siyang idea.
Because it's a threat. It's like, I'm gonna get mad.
It's a threat kasi na
it's a little
if
threat.
I say the truth,
Yeah.
possible.
Well,
Kaya di ba broken family kami?
Yeah.
Broken
You
family
still-
kami. Ayoko nang maulit yung history namin.
Yeah, you still got to do that. You got to tell her. Okay? Good luck,
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
Thanks for
I
the
have
call.
to tell her.
Yeah, you have to tell her. Because you have a
Yes, you
baby with another
do.
woman. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck, though.
Okay,
Pray
thank you. Bye.
about it. And please change the battery on the
And
phone.
please-
Thank you.
And
Thanks.
change your
Bye-bye.
life. Amen. Okay. Bye.
Let's go to last call. Talk to
Ning of
who is in
London.
London. 38 years old, United Kingdom. Hey, Ning.
Hi, Mo. Can you hear
What's
me?
up, baby? We can hear you well. How can you? How can?
Okay.
How,
Hi, Mo,
what
and
can we
hi,
do for you?
Bianca.
Hello. Wow. Feeling British accent din, di ba?
Ay, hindi po. Pinoy na Pinoy pa rin. Pati grammar.
Hindi ako. So, hi, Ning. How can we help you?
Hi. First of all, Mo, I want to say I love it when you're all fired up about something.
Thank you, baby.
I love listening to you.
I'm pretty happy about it too when I get there. So thanks, love.
Ayun. Anyways, and then apologies kasi nervous ako.
Hey, next time in London, we got to hang out. I always kind of hang out with the London podcast listeners when I go over there.
Yeah,
But some, maybe
punta tayo
you've
sa
missed
Covent
it.
Garden or sa Canary Wharf.
Yeah,
which is
no,
boring,
I'm always at
pero-
Covent Garden. No, that's really the meeting point for a lot of the podcast listeners. Is when I go to London, it's Covent Garden, and then sometimes I'll kind of book a room over there at the Strand on the corner.
Oh, I've
of-
stayed there.
Ah.
Yeah, because it's a cheap hotel. I mean, it's just a shit, like small, crappy hotel. But it's a big hotel with small, crappy rooms. But it's relatively inexpensive, and it's right over there on the Strand. And then I kind of go on Twitter and I say, all right, podcast listeners, let's all fucking hang out right here in Covent Garden. It's good stuff. So next time, please
Yeah,
do.
why don't you do that when you're here?
No, I will. I do that almost yearly. So let's
Oh, really?
let's do that next
Okay.
time. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
All right. Anyway, cool. What's up? What's your question?
Okay. Okay. I've been with this wonderful guy for a year, Medyo tatagalogin ko kasi baka marinig ng kanyang
Sure.
mga racist na flatmate. Anyway.
Sige,
Ayun.
go.
Kaya lang, problema ko sa kanya, pag tinatawagan siya ng kaibigan niya, nag-smoke siya ng weed. But he's
Nag-what?
already addicted to the regular
Okay.
cigarette.
Oh,
But the
okay,
thing
wait.
is, I don't like him, and I don't like the idea of him
How
getting
often?
high.
How often?
And 2 to 3 times a week. Before, it was like once a month. Kasi
That's a
Brazilian yung
lot.
That's a lot.
kanyang kaibigan. So parang, so itong guy I'm with, he's French. So he would always tell me that it's part of my fucking culture. You have to accept that. And I was like, yeah, sure. That's like fucked up mentality.
Yeah.
It
You know,
is.
we
That's
Well, it's
have
part of your
regulations.
culture. Yeah, it's your part of your culture to not date guys who smoke weed 3 times a week, though. See, so that's you can. It is a stupid answer because you can also respond with a stupid answer. If he says it's part of my culture, then you go, well, it's part of my culture to not be high half of the week. So wait, how much of weed smoking are you willing to tolerate? 0 or at least mga once a month?
Kahit mga once a month lang, although kasi naiintindihan ko, I'm still trying to accept his culture, whatever, you know.
No, that's not culture.
Kasi
Where is he from
not
again?
to ruin my relationship
France.
with him. Kasi napakabait niyang tao. Para siyang Pinoy. Behavior, yung humor niya. So parang mabait siyang tao. Yun nga lang, pagka sa kaibigan niya, kahit minsan nandito ako sa place niya ngayon, and talagang, I don't care whether he wants to see his friend every day. Kaya lang, what goes on? Yun ang worry ko.
Yeah, you have to be clear with him about it. And if he says that's your culture, then it depends on how much you're willing to stand your ground. And this is, whether it be this issue or everybody else's relationship, it ultimately says how much are you willing to tolerate. If you're going to stand your ground or not. You tell him, hey, listen, I respect your culture, but I know I have 5 other French friends who don't smoke weed ever. It's not a culture thing. It's a you thing. And I don't want you high 3 times a week. Like, I don't want that. Now, I don't want to control your life, but if you continue to get high, then I'm going to find me another French boyfriend who doesn't smoke weed 3 times a week. Now, you can tell him the things you told him. I love you. You're funny. You're very sweet. You're like almost the perfect boyfriend, except I don't like the drugs. And you have to be really, really firm about it. Now, I don't know where you are with this guy because, syempre, Pinoy, we're gonna say 38 years old ka na, ikakasal ka na ba, and all of these things. I don't know where.
Sinabi mo na, pagka ang babae pangit, maghanap ng puti. I was like, ouch.
Well, I didn't mean you specifically, but fine. If you're going to be honest about it, it's so you can have kids that are really good looking. Anyway,
I know.
No, don't worry. I'm on the same school of thought, but I grew up and I broadened my horizons. But I used to think that way too.
Well, either way, you only have like 2 years left before you can have children, and you're only going to have one child at this point. So you might as well have an Erwan while you're at it. Anyway, so my point is this: you have to be firm. You have to say, "Listen, no on the drugs." And if you're gonna tell me it's your culture, that's bullshit. Because I have 10 other French guys, friends, and girls who don't smoke weed 3 times a week. So don't blame it on
is
your
it
culture.
true though that a regular cigarette is more dangerous than weed?
Yeah,
Because
but it
if you smoke
probably
it,
it probably would be, but that's what an addict says when they want to do something. Like, yeah, you're right, but alcohol is worse than weed. But alcohol is legal. The thing is, it's illegal. So if you get caught, you're going to go to jail. And that's the problem. Like, again, we were talking about this earlier. It's not about what's wrong and what's right. It's what's allowed. And you're not allowed to smoke weed. So you can't do it 3 times a week.
And you can
because
even
it's
tell
illegal.
him. And you can even tell him this actually came out on the cover of Time magazine, that there is a thing as fake pot. It's available everywhere, and it's very hard for people to actually detect the difference. It's kind of like yung mga GMO sa pagkain. It's the same. So that they can mass produce it and sell it at a lower price and make more money, there's such a thing as fake pot. So when people say, yeah, it's all natural, people have never really died of pot, then you can even say shit like that. I mean, just an added bonus.
Well, my thing is this. It's illegal. So that's your best defense. Remember, I don't care about culture or this or that. You're not allowed to do it.
But I know how you feel, though. I really know how you feel. And And when Mo was saying, what are you willing to put up with? That is such a good point because he can tell you to your face, okay, I won't do it anymore, but you don't really know, right? I mean, it's not as bad as cheating. Maybe it's a lousy comparison, but you know that 1-2 puffs every so often behind your back, pero in the end, sinungaling pa din siya, diba? So I personally feel if I'm trying to be realistic here because I've come from that situation, do think about that. What are you willing to put up with? Come to a compromise so that he doesn't feel naman na parang you gotta just quit cold turkey. You know what I mean? Na parang I'm still willing to be in this relationship and be with a guy who smokes pot, but come on, help work with me here. Can we at least lessen how much you do it? Out of respect for me. I know you're trying to do a culture thing by respecting time with your friends, but how about respecting what I need as well, right? So yeah, find a middle ground.
Oo, kasi yun lang naman ang pinagtatalunan namin, and he was like, I had a life before I met you, and I told you I was into drugs, blah, 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 because this is Europe. A spliff is just a spliff.
Right.
It's fucking spliff.
Yeah, well,
but
you know,
bite
he's got
me.
a strong point. I mean, if he did tell you and you were okay with it, that's a really great defense. But ultimately, you can always change your mind as you do with everything, and you can say, well, you know what, I changed my mind. I don't like the drugs.
Yeah, after having been with you for a while, I realized blah blah blah.
Yeah, if it means you guys are going to break up, you have to be aware that that's possible. All right.
Okay.
So I mean, there is a chance you're going to break up.
There is
It's
a good
again,
chance. Yeah.
It all again ultimately comes down to how much are you willing to tolerate. If you said okay ka naman once a month, sabihin mo sa kanya, sige, I understand. If you want to do it once a month, fine. But 3 times a week, fucking no way. Like when you said you do drugs, I was assuming you do it.
He's already 41, and sometimes
That's why you go.
Had difficulty breathing. You know, it's like
Right.
you're sick inside, but you don't know it.
And he wakes up in the morning with all that phlegm. Oh yeah, I know.
And sometimes. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So the question is, are you even willing to put up with once a week? Because you know, like
once a month, yes.
Yeah. Okay, just tell him once a month, fine. But 3 times a week, that's just too much. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of his reasons was, parang sabi niya, if it's free, why not? Parang
Because
last
it's
year, it was Christmas, may Coke, yung isa niyang kasama, babae. So she was from Hungary or something. So it
Cocaine?
was free, it was offered to him, why not?
Cocaine?
Ganun yung reasoning niya, yes.
Oof, man, your boyfriend's. I don't know about this relationship.
Your boyfriend's not the best.
Yeah.
But hey, who are we to judge, right? But that's a
I'll
really
judge.
stupid
Not a good
reason.
dude. Not a good dude.
Yeah.
If I were you, I'd get out of that relationship. All right.
And I hate those people who are like, buti nga, I'm not cheating on you eh. Ito lang.
Yeah,
Oh my
no.
God.
Yeah,
Ito na.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't like this guy too much. I mean, he could be a great guy, but oof, you're in trouble here. All right. Thanks for the call,
Thank
love.
you so much, both of you.
See
Okay,
you
take
at
care.
Covent Garden.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Is
When we come
Strand
back,
the
we'll wrap
one
it up.
that's it's because I've seen the Strand and it's right across the Shell office, like the gasoline station. Because my dad used to do a lot of business. Is that the same one?
I think so. Yeah. Come back after this.
Stay tuned. We'll return after this commercial break.
During and after what happened sa Yolanda, seeing everybody helping out each other, that's what really made sense to me. Since I'm a fashion stylist, I would always want what looks good together and finding the pieces that would look great together.
I think for us as Filipinos to get up and mobilize to help other kababayans in need, that's natural to us. But for us in this case, to never give up and never get tired.
Whatever your job is, it doesn't matter. During that time, we just all went there, helped each other, and moved the world.
Figured out the gravity of the devastation, I don't know, there was something inside me that just felt like nothing else in my life mattered. I worked very closely with Gawad Kalinga. I was so happy that Globe chose them too, because as an organization, I feel that Their love and care for the people and the communities is something that I don't see enough. I just find that that was the most special one for me.
It's a good feeling, especially when you're helping some other people, especially when you see them so happy because they're gonna have a new house, new home.
It also means that we're showing them that we're involved, that we care, that they're not alone. The top executives were here today. And on the ambassador side, it's me, Liz, Mars, who's a new ambassador.
Well, it's an eye-opening thing. Through activities like this, it just goes to show how much commitment Globe has to this effort. See it for yourselves and participate, spend a few days here and help build some homes.
The Globe's Project Wonderful is all about creating a wonderful world for our consumers, our businesses, as well as the nation. It's the way the Globe's putting together all of the building blocks we've built over the last 4 years. Remember, the wonderful world includes the nation. And so we also want to make sure that people who are underprivileged, people who have been devastated by the typhoons, also somehow in their own way live a wonderful world.
I think everybody can help. In our own little ways, we can help just by tweeting, using social media, and using your voice.
Walang iwanan in the sense that we're here when we start laying out the bricks, when we start making the bricks, when we filter the sand, when we paint the house. But also, more than that, it's restoring the dignity of the people that have lost so much.
This whole experience reminds us that nation building can be as simple and meaningful as lives you're building.
And when we do things that exceed what is expected of us, we create wonderful. And yes, that's wonderful.
What do you think is ailing local football?
Well, politics.
Should athletes be endorsers?
Yes, why not?
Why did you refuse to be the Ascal's head coach countless times?
I've been there, done that. Too much politics, like I said. Like I posted one time a few days ago, coaching is a thankless job. With what's happening with Michael Weiss, we talked about it already before, personally, one-on-one, and I said, it happens. And I said, you should know that because you worked also somewhere in other countries as well. There's no such thing as a permanent job in coaching, in any sport.
Why do you say thankless?
Well, you're only as good as the wins.
And then that's it.
Plus, of course, there are other factors like disrespect, honor, honesty, and all of this. Because you're just a coach, you're not the manager. You're not the association, you're not the institution. So you, as a coach, you're just an employee. So you're as good only as the wins that you have.
Hoy, magsa-start na yung podcast natin ah.
Talaga?
Oo, pre.
Kaya ano pag-uusapan natin dun?
Basketball, sapatos.
Ganda rin mo.
Current events. Yung mga balita pare, yung mga makaka-relate yung mga machong chismoso.
Pwede ba yung pag-usapan natin dun yung anak na dalaga ni Aling Basing?
Uy, batang bata. Pwede.
It's good time.
We're back.
We're back. And that is what you call the way to say goodbye with a surprise.
Yeah. Bianca, who's our caller of tonight?
I think that guy who what was it again? I can't even remember. What did we decide on earlier?
Erica or
who's help me refresh my
Erica,
memory with
the
these
freaky
calls.
from Cebu, from Davao,
or
Jethro,
who is the one
whose girlfriend wants to have sex in public. Is he the one, or do you want another?
Yeah,
person?
are you sure? Let's just do Jethro. Let's do the one with the sex in public. And I really hope to God he gets to convince his girlfriend that let's just not do that.
Yeah, and then he said na parang he was having a hard time na masagap yung Wi-Fi of the neighbor. That's why he got disconnected the first time.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Couldn't
Let's
connect
give
with
him an iPhone or iPad, whatever it is that we're giving, diba? So, fresh start for his sexual life.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
perfect.
All right, guys. I think that's it. Mo is having problems connecting right now, but you can connect with us tomorrow for another episode of Good Times with Mo, the podcast. Thank you so much to Globe, and thank you to all the callers from all of you guys. We love you. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Podcast Season 3 was brought to you by Globe.
We'd like to thank you for your calls and invite you to check out our other podcast on the New Media Factory by logging on to nmftv.com.
Follow Good Times with Mo on Twitter at GTWM Podcast.
Follow Mo at DJ Mo Twister. And don't forget to check out www.motwister.ph.
See you next time.
The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.